Every single cell within your body possesses an intelligence that defies conventional understanding, an ancient wisdom that responds not to genetic programming alone, but to the very thoughts and beliefs coursing through your consciousness at this very moment. The scientific establishment has long perpetuated the myth that your DNA is your destiny, that the genetic lottery determines your health, vitality, and longevity. Yet hidden within the most cutting-edge research in epigenetics lies a revolutionary truth that mystics and sages have whispered for millennia. You are the master architect of your own biological reality. The code has been broken, the cipher deciphered, and the profound secret of cellular command is now within your grasp. This is not merely theory or wishful thinking, but a demonstrable science that reveals how your beliefs, emotions, and consciousness itself serve as the primary operating system governing every biological process within your being. As we embark upon this journey of revelation, ensure you are subscribed and have activated notifications, for what you are about to discover will fundamentally transform your relationship with your own body and unleash the dormant healing potential that lies waiting within your cellular matrix. For generations, humanity has been enslaved by the false doctrine of genetic determinism, the limiting belief that our biological fate was sealed at conception by the double helix of DNA inherited from our ancestors. This reductionist worldview has robbed countless souls of their innate power, convincing them that disease, aging, and physical limitations are inevitable consequences of their genetic inheritance. But the emergence of epigenetics has shattered this illusion, revealing that our genes are not fixed commands, but rather sophisticated instruments awaiting the conductor's baton of consciousness. Epigenetics, literally meaning above genetics, demonstrates that environmental factors can switch genes on or off without altering the fundamental DNA sequence itself. Yet what the mainstream scientific community fails to fully comprehend is that consciousness itself constitutes the most powerful environmental factor of all. Ancient traditions across cultures have long understood that the human body is not merely a collection of biochemical processes, but a living temple of consciousness, where every cell serves as both receiver and transmitter in an intricate network of intelligence. The Hermetic principle, as above so below, finds its most profound expression in the relationship between mind and cellular biology, where the macrocosm of consciousness directly influences the microcosm of genetic expression. Your thoughts generate specific electromagnetic frequencies that cascade through your nervous system, creating chemical messengers that travel to every corner of your being. These molecular communications carry the instructions that determine whether genes associated with health and vitality are activated or whether those linked to disease and degeneration are expressed. The revolutionary understanding emerging from the convergence of quantum physics and cellular biology reveals that your cells exist in a constant state of dynamic responsiveness, perpetually listening to and interpreting the signals emanating from your conscious and subconscious mind. Each thought you think, each belief you hold, each emotion you experience becomes a biochemical reality within your cellular environment. When you harbor thoughts of fear, doubt, or limitation, your cells receive stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, triggering inflammatory responses and switching on genetic programs associated with survival mode rather than thriving mode. Conversely, when you cultivate thoughts of love, gratitude, and empowerment, your cells are bathed in healing chemicals like dopamine, serotonin, and endorphins, activating genes associated with repair, regeneration, and optimal function. This cellular consciousness extends far beyond simple chemical reactions, encompassing what mystics have termed the subtle body or biofield, an electromagnetic matrix that permeates and surrounds your physical form. Modern science is beginning to validate what energy healers have always known, that consciousness operates through multiple dimensions simultaneously, with your thoughts and emotions creating measurable changes in the electromagnetic field that your cells inhabit. This biofield serves as a real-time communication network, instantly transmitting your mental and emotional states to every cell, tissue, and organ system within your body. To harness this profound truth requires understanding that cellular consciousness operates through specific protocols that can be consciously directed and refined. The first protocol involves establishing direct communication with your cellular intelligence through focused intention and meditative awareness. By entering states of deep relaxation and turning your attention inward, you can actually sense the subtle vibrations and energetic signatures of different organ systems and cellular communities within your body. This practice of cellular attunement allows you to become aware of areas where your cells may be holding stress, trauma, or limiting beliefs, and to consciously transmit healing intentions and empowering messages directly to these cellular networks. The biofield resonance technique represents another powerful method for influencing your cellular environment through conscious direction of your electromagnetic field. By visualizing brilliant light emanating from your heart center and expanding to encompass your entire being, you create coherent electromagnetic patterns that harmonize cellular function throughout your body. This coherent field state has been measured scientifically and corresponds to optimal heart rate variability, enhanced immune function, and improved cellular communication. When your biofield operates in coherence, your cells receive clear, harmonious signals that support their highest potential for health and vitality. Perhaps the most profound realization in this cellular awakening is understanding how your fundamental beliefs about reality shape your biological experience at the deepest levels. Your belief system functions as the operating software that determines how your cellular hardware responds to environmental inputs. If you believe that aging is inevitable, that disease runs in your family, or that your body is fragile and vulnerable, these beliefs become embedded in your subconscious mind and continuously broadcast limiting instructions to your cellular intelligence. Your cells, being obedient servants of consciousness, will faithfully manifest whatever reality your beliefs consistently communicate. The placebo effect represents just the tip of the iceberg in demonstrating how belief transforms biology. When patients in clinical trials experience genuine healing from inert substances, they reveal the extraordinary power of expectation and belief to override genetic predispositions and activate dormant healing mechanisms. But the placebo effect is not anomalous. It is the normal function of consciousness interacting with cellular intelligence. Every moment of every day, your beliefs are creating placebo or nocebo effects throughout your body, either supporting optimal health or contributing to dysfunction and disease. Breaking free from limiting biological beliefs requires a systematic process of belief examination and conscious recoding. This involves identifying the subconscious programs that may be sabotaging your health and vitality, often inherited from family systems, cultural conditioning, or traumatic experiences that created associations between certain emotions or situations and physical symptoms. Through techniques such as belief archaeology, you can excavate these buried programs and understand how they originated, then consciously choose to install new, empowering beliefs that support your vision of optimal health and vitality. The process of belief recoding works most effectively when the conscious mind enters receptive states such as alpha or theta brainwave patterns, where the barrier between conscious and subconscious becomes more permeable. During these expanded states of awareness, which can be accessed through meditation, deep relaxation, or specific breathing techniques, you can implant new biological beliefs through the use of carefully crafted affirmations, vivid mental imagery, and intense emotional conviction. The key lies in generating the actual feeling states associated with perfect health, vitality, and cellular harmony, as emotions serve as the primary language through which consciousness communicates with cellular intelligence. Quantum healing visualization represents a particularly powerful technique for instructing your cells to align with optimal blueprints of health and function. This practice involves entering deep meditative states and visualizing your body at the cellular level, seeing each cell glowing with perfect health, vitality, and intelligence. You can direct healing light to specific organs or systems, visualizing damaged cells being repaired and replaced with perfect, healthy cells that carry the genetic expression of your highest potential. The more vivid and emotionally charged these visualizations become, the more powerfully they influence the actual genetic expression and cellular behavior within your body. The emotional dimension of cellular communication cannot be overstated, as emotions serve as the primary bridge between consciousness and biology. Each emotion generates a specific chemical signature that floods your cellular environment, directly influencing genetic expression and cellular function. Chronic emotional states become embedded in your cellular memory, creating persistent patterns of gene activation that shape your ongoing biological reality. Understanding this connection empowers you to consciously cultivate emotional states that support cellular health and vitality, while transforming emotional patterns that may be contributing to dysfunction or disease. Stress emotions such as fear, anger, resentment, and anxiety trigger the release of inflammatory chemicals and stress hormones that switch on genetic programs associated with protection and survival rather than growth and repair. When these emotional states become chronic, they create a cellular environment that promotes aging, inflammation, and susceptibility to disease. Conversely, elevated emotions such as love, gratitude, joy, and compassion generate chemistry that supports cellular regeneration, immune function, and optimal genetic expression. The Heart Coherence Protocol represents a scientifically validated method for generating coherent emotional states that harmonize cellular function throughout your body. This technique involves focusing your attention on your heart center while breathing in a slow rhythmic pattern, typically inhaling for 5 counts and exhaling for 5 counts. As you maintain this heart-focused breathing, you cultivate feelings of appreciation, gratitude, or compassion, which create coherent heart rhythm patterns that can be measured through heart rate variability monitors. This coherent heart rhythm generates electromagnetic signals that synchronize cellular oscillations throughout your body, creating an optimal environment for cellular health and regeneration. Emotional transmutation practices provide additional tools for consciously shifting out of detrimental emotional states into healing frequencies that support cellular vitality. These practices recognize that emotions are energy in motion and can be consciously directed and transformed through specific techniques. When you notice yourself experiencing stress emotions, you can immediately engage in emotional transmutation by first acknowledging the emotion without judgment, then consciously choosing to shift into a more empowering emotional state through breathwork, movement, visualization, or gratitude practices. The practice of emotional transmutation works by recognizing that you have the power to choose your emotional response to any situation, regardless of external circumstances. While you may not be able to control what happens to you, you absolutely can control how you respond emotionally, and this choice directly determines the chemical environment in which your cells operate. By consistently choosing elevated emotions over stress emotions, you literally reprogram your cellular environment to support health, vitality, and longevity rather than survival and protection. Advanced practitioners learn to work directly with the subtle energy systems that govern cellular communication, including the chakras, meridians, and other energetic networks recognized by traditional healing systems. These energy centers and pathways serve as master control points for cellular function, and conscious work with these systems can produce profound shifts in genetic expression and biological reality. Through practices such as chakra balancing, acupressure, and energy healing, you can remove energetic blockages that may be interfering with optimal cellular communication and restore the free flow of life force energy throughout your being. The integration of sound and frequency healing represents another powerful modality for influencing cellular consciousness and genetic expression. Every cell in your body vibrates at specific frequencies, and these cellular oscillations can be influenced by external sound frequencies that resonate with optimal cellular function. Specific frequencies have been identified that promote cellular repair, enhance immune function, and activate dormant genetic potentials. Through the use of tuning forks, singing bowls, frequency generators, or even vocal toning, you can entrain your cellular networks to vibrate in harmony with perfect health and vitality. Color and light therapy work similarly by providing specific electromagnetic frequencies that influence cellular metabolism and genetic expression. Different colors carry distinct energetic signatures that can stimulate or calm various cellular processes. Red light, for example, has been shown to enhance cellular energy production and promote healing, while blue light can have calming effects on overactive systems. Full-spectrum light exposure, particularly natural sunlight, provides the complete range of frequencies needed for optimal cellular function and helps regulate circadian rhythms that govern genetic expression patterns throughout the day. The emerging field of nutritional epigenetics reveals how the foods you consume directly influence genetic expression at the cellular level. Specific nutrients serve as signaling molecules that switch genes on or off, determining whether your cells operate in modes of health and vitality or dysfunction and disease. Phytonutrients found in colorful fruits and vegetables, omega-3 fatty acids from fish and flax seeds, and antioxidants from berries and green tea all serve as epigenetic switches that activate genes associated with longevity, immune function, and cellular repair. Understanding nutritional epigenetics empowers you to use food as medicine, consciously choosing nutrients that support optimal genetic expression while avoiding substances that trigger inflammatory responses and activate disease-promoting genes. This goes beyond simple calorie counting or macronutrient ratios to recognize that every bite of food carries information that your cells interpret as instructions for genetic expression. By choosing organic, whole foods rich in phytonutrients, and avoiding processed foods laden with chemicals and artificial additives, you provide your cellular intelligence with the clear, supportive signals needed for optimal function. The practice of intermittent fasting represents another powerful tool for influencing cellular consciousness and genetic expression. When you abstain from food for specific periods, you trigger cellular processes such as autophagy, where cells break down and recycle damaged components, effectively cleaning house at the cellular level. This cellular housekeeping activates genes associated with longevity and stress resistance, while promoting the regeneration of healthy, vital cells. The timing and duration of fasting periods can be customized to support specific health goals and optimize the cellular environment for healing and regeneration. Movement and exercise serve as powerful epigenetic signals that activate genes associated with strength, endurance, and vitality, while suppressing genes linked to aging and disease. However, the type, intensity, and intention behind physical movement all influence the cellular messages being transmitted. Exercise performed with joy, presence, and appreciation for your body's capabilities generates different cellular responses than exercise driven by self-criticism or compulsive behaviors. By approaching movement as a celebration of your body's intelligence and capabilities, you enhance the positive epigenetic effects while supporting cellular harmony and vitality. Sleep represents perhaps the most underestimated factor in cellular health and genetic expression. During deep sleep stages, your body initiates profound repair and regeneration processes, clearing metabolic waste from cells, consolidating cellular memories, and activating genes associated with healing and restoration. The quality and timing of your sleep directly influence these cellular processes, with disrupted sleep patterns triggering stress responses that activate inflammatory genes and suppress healing mechanisms. Creating optimal sleep environments and honoring natural circadian rhythms supports the cellular renewal processes that occur during rest and restoration phases. The social and environmental factors surrounding your daily life also exert powerful influences on cellular consciousness and genetic expression. Positive social connections, supportive relationships, and loving environments generate biochemical responses that activate genes associated with health and longevity. Conversely, toxic relationships, chronic stress, and harmful environmental exposures trigger defensive genetic programs that prioritize survival over thriving. Understanding these environmental influences empowers you to consciously create life circumstances that support optimal cellular function and genetic expression. Your living and working environments carry energetic signatures that your cells continuously respond to and interpret. Spaces filled with natural light, fresh air, plants, and harmonious colors support cellular vitality, while environments characterized by artificial lighting, poor air quality, electromagnetic pollution, and chaotic energy patterns can stress cellular systems and promote dysfunction. By consciously creating environments that support cellular health through natural elements, sacred geometry, and positive energy, you optimize the external factors that influence your internal cellular environment. The practice of cellular communication through meditation and prayer represents a direct method for influencing genetic expression through conscious intention and focused awareness. When you enter deep meditative states and direct loving attention to specific organ systems or cellular communities, you create measurable changes in gene expression and cellular function. This conscious communication with your cellular intelligence allows you to provide direct feedback, express gratitude for your body's service, and transmit specific healing intentions to areas that may need support or restoration. Advanced practitioners develop the ability to sense the energetic signatures of different cellular communities and organ systems, receiving intuitive guidance about what these areas need for optimal function. This cellular intuition allows for highly personalized healing protocols that address the specific needs of your unique biological system. By developing this intimate relationship with your cellular intelligence, you become a conscious partner in your body's healing and regeneration processes, rather than a passive victim of genetic programming. The integration of all these cellular communication protocols creates a comprehensive approach to conscious biology that empowers you to take active responsibility for your genetic expression and cellular health. This represents a fundamental shift from the victim consciousness perpetuated by genetic determinism to the empowered awareness of conscious creation. You are not at the mercy of your genes, but rather the conscious director of their expression through every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every belief you hold, and every choice you make. This cellular awakening requires consistent practice and unwavering commitment to embodying the truth of your creative power over your biological reality. The conditioning of genetic determinism runs deep in collective consciousness and may resurface periodically as doubt or limiting beliefs. Recognizing these moments as opportunities for deeper cellular reprogramming allows you to consistently choose empowerment over victimhood and conscious creation over unconscious programming. The ultimate realization in this journey of cellular consciousness is understanding that your body is not separate from your spirit, but rather the physical manifestation of your consciousness in material form. Every cell carries the spark of your divine essence and responds to the love, appreciation, and conscious attention you direct toward your physical being. This sacred relationship between consciousness and cellular intelligence represents the foundation of all healing and the key to unlocking your infinite potential for health, vitality, and life extension. As you integrate these profound truths into your daily experience, you join the ranks of conscious beings who have awakened to their role as master programmers of their own biological reality. Your commitment to cellular consciousness not only transforms your own health and vitality, but contributes to the collective awakening of humanity to the truth of conscious creation. Every cell you heal through conscious intention, every gene you activate through elevated emotions, every belief you transform through empowered awareness adds to the morphic field of healing and awakening that supports all life on Earth. The biology of belief is not merely an interesting concept, but a practical science that places the power of health, healing, and vitality directly in your hands. Your cells are listening, waiting, and ready to respond to your conscious direction. The question now becomes, what instructions will you choose to transmit to your cellular intelligence, and how will you use this knowledge to create the vibrant, healthy, and empowered life that represents your highest potential? Share your insights and experiences with cellular consciousness in the comments below, as your journey may inspire and support others who are ready to reclaim their power over their biological destiny. If this revelation resonates with your soul's calling toward conscious creation, ensure you share this knowledge with others who are ready to awaken to their cellular mastery, and explore our other videos that continue to unveil the hidden sciences of consciousness and creation that await your discovery.